You've locked your interest rate, and a week, 2, 3 goes by, and you find out that rates went down. Are you stuck? Are you going to lose thousands of dollars? Do you need to quickly change lenders? Well, let's just talk about what the reality of a rate lock is. So a rate lock is essentially saying we're going to lock in a specific rate for a specific amount of time. And what it does is it provides a home buyer protection. It provides them insurance, though, in the event that the rate goes up, they won't be exposed to the higher interest rate. Now, the trade-off is you aren't exposed to the higher interest rate, but in the event that they go down, you don't automatically get a better interest rate because of that. Now, why does it not automatically go down? Well, first and foremost, if you went into a car dealer and you said, I want to buy a $50,000 car, you bought the car, and a month later it's a $48,000 car, you can't go back to the lender now or go back to the car dealer and ask for a $2,000 discount. The lender has made a commitment to the specific interest rate. That's a commitment on your end as well. So it goes both ways. Now, what happens when you are locked and the rates go down? Well, first and foremost, there's a few options. And so the one option is a float down. Most lenders will give you the option for a one-time float down. It's not something where you can do this over and over again. If the rate has dropped significantly and there's cause for you to do a float down, you may be able to exercise that float down at that particular time. The thing is, it may cost you some money depending on how much of that interest rate has gone down. Maybe you're paying points. Maybe it causes a few extra points. Maybe it's maybe it will be to an advantage where you don't have to pay as many points. And so that is usually an option that's available to everybody. Now, the other option that's out there, and people will talk about it and they'll say, well, what does it look if I wanted to like relock? Well, relocking is not quite as easy as what you would expect it to be. And what I mean by that is relocking is going to cause you to have to break the lock. And now when you want to relock, there's typically a time that is set to say, when can I relock? And a lot of times that might be a 30-day period. There may be a cost associated with that too. So I wouldn't advise that you're going to do a relock. What I would advise you to do is, one, once you have a rate that fits within inside of your budget, lock it. There's a couple things that you can't control, and timing of the rate market is one of them. I've been doing this for a couple of decades. I feel like I've got a real good grasp on interest rates, but I have learned over 2 decades that trying to time the market is nearly impossible. But controlling your budget isn't. And so there's 3 questions that I think that everyone should ask when they're about to lock their interest rate. And 1 would be, is there a float down option? 2, if I were to float down, is there a cost associated with it? And then 3, what is the risk of waiting? So many people will say, let's just ride it out. And there's times where I might even recommend for someone to say, hey, if the market it looks like it's on a downward trend, maybe it's time to just float and not lock. But you want to know what the risks are involved with that, because there are no guarantees. And if you go along in a float status versus a lock status, the rate can sometimes get away from you if you or the lender aren't paying attention to it. So the advice would be, if you've got an interest rate, it fits within your inside of your budget, lock your interest rate, ensure that you don't get exposed to any more interest rate hikes. Hopefully you found this video to be helpful. Like and follow my page if you did, or please share it with someone that you think that could use this advice. Or if you need specific information about rate locks and you need some help with that, feel free to reach out to me and I will be able to answer your questions for you. Happy house hunting.